But Dr. Cortex, we have not determined the cause of past failures.
Moron! This Bandicoot will be my general, and he will lead my Cortex commandos to world domination. This time I shall reign triumphant. We are closer than ever before. Quickly, into the vortex!
Dr. Cortex, the vortex is not ready. We have no idea what it could do.
Failure again! Capture him!
Uh-oh.
Prepare the female bandit.
Welcome to part 2 of the Crash Bandicoot Let's Play, and yeah, that's pretty much the story. Okay, there's more. Okay, admittedly, yeah, there's more to that, but oh hey, look, we got the first boss, Papu Papu. You want to know the secret of beating this guy? Just bop him on the head 3 times. But since he is the first boss, I am cutting him some slack. Here's a tip, jump on his throne. That's 1. That's 2. Now let's go for that 3rd hit. And I got hit by him. And yeah, that is the first boss of the game. But again, he's supposed to be easy. So I'll cut him some slack. And now we are heading into Rolling Stones. Although the music is gonna be a bit misleading here because there's no rock music apparently. Okay. Oh, and let me just say right now, when I was recording this, well, the first two, part 1 actually, I got a little bit far ahead. Like, I actually think I'm not too sure about it, but I wasn't sure if I was at the end of the first island or not. But, well, the point is, I had to split part 1 into 2 parts. So, the last part had to be, you know, at least for the first 5 levels, I think. And now, here we are pretty much finishing up the first island, so yeah, I pretty much have to split this island in half. In a sense, though. In a sense. Which is why this part is a little shorter. Yeah, I can't have horrible judgment. I didn't practice enough. Who am I kidding? I didn't practice at all, actually. So that's probably... I just want to get into one nitpick I do have with Crash Bandicoot, as well, at least the first one that I'll say right off the bat, is that whenever you quit the game and you go back into it for a later time, your lives reset to 5. And yeah, that can be pretty annoying. Yeah, I don't understand why your lives reset. Rolling stones more like juggling stones. Sorry, I had to say that. So, again, if I have... Yeah, I don't like how your lives reset to 5. Then again, this is probably one of the this is one of the first 3D platformers out there. Well, then again, and Super Mario 64 came out the same year, and I think your lives don't reset in that game. So yeah, so if you ever see my lives reset, that definitely means that I turned off after a session. That definitely means I'm starting a new session. See? Oh, and here's another pain in the ass aspect about the box gem. Well, actually, 2 pain in the asses that I will say. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Hog Wild. Oh. Now, the gimmick with Hog Wild, or any of these animal riding segments, is that you're constantly moving. You can't stop. Now, this wouldn't be so bad if there weren't any boxes, right? But sometimes the boxes can be so spread apart, like you just saw. I had to move Crash left and right at precisely the right moments, just so I can break both boxes in a perfect sequence. And oh, don't worry, I got that one box. Yeah, the biggest pain in the ass with these levels is that, especially well, at least when you're trying to go for the box gems, that not only are you constantly moving forward, but since the boxes are so far apart, you can't really get the box gem, since you can't backtrack. Not that it would matter anyway, because the thing is, whenever you do go back, even if you... Here's the thing how gems work. You can die, as long as you don't hit the first checkpoint, you can die as many times as you want. If you do die after the first checkpoint though, then you're out of luck. Because if you die while trying to get the box gem, and make it to the end, and Crash will play like a, one animation where he's all tired and it's like, and then it'll skip the box, then it'll skip the box gem sequence, or the box missed his screen, basically. So, yeah, even if you do backtrack, it wouldn't really matter anyway. You pretty much have to collect all these boxes in one life. Well, after the first checkpoint, anyway. So even if you're doing... That can be pretty annoying as well, not gonna lie. So anyway, going into the story of this game. Like I said, there's more to the story than, Crash having to save his girlfriend. The main villain of Crash Bandicoot is one Dr. Neo Cortex. Basically, his plan in this game is to genetically, or at least enhance the intelligence of other animals, whether it be... yeah, I can't think of any other examples. Well, I think one of them is a kangaroo, actually. We'll be seeing him... Yeah, we'll be seeing him in the next part, actually. But in terms of all the experiments that he's done on other animals, they were all successes, basically. They were all a major success. However, when Cortex tried to experiment on Crash Bandicoot, Crash turned out to be the only failure. And, well, basically, Crash is now dumb. And I jumped too early there. Well, at least I wasn't wrong there. But, yeah. Basically, Crash isn't all that smart, thanks to Cortex's machine. So, because of Crash's escape, or Crash's the failure to experiment on Crash, Cortex has to decide on, experimenting with Crash's girlfriend, Tawna. And if I go by, and according to Did You Know Gaming, she is based off of Pamela Anderson. Yeah, you can see why Naughty Dog removed her after the one game. But in case you didn't, now in terms of the voice actors though, there was voice acting in that cutscene that I showed in the beginning of this part. But other than that, there really is, in terms of, at least besides grunts anyway, there really isn't much voice acting to go by. In terms of the later games though, actually, in terms of Dr. Cortex, Dr. Cortex's voice, later on, Dr. Cortex would be voiced by Clancy Brown, the voice of Mr. Krabs from SpongeBob SquarePants. I'll admit, I was a little shocked when I found that out, but considering how Mr. Krabs is in the later seasons of SpongeBob, that actually explains a whole lot, actually. Considering how Mr. Krabs was such a greedy bastard in the newer seasons of SpongeBob. I'm not even kidding. And that's just one of the many examples on how that show has fallen from grace. Well, from the first 3 seasons, anyway. Ooh, Aku Aku mask. I'm going after it. Free protection. Come on, Crash, you can do it. There we go. Let me think. In terms of these kind of levels when you're pretty much in 2D, well, technically, yes, you are on a 2D plane, and for those that are willing to have a better time on yourself, at least in this level, here's a little shortcut. Yep. And yeah, that's it. I'm sure a lot of you know that already. Let's see. Oh, apparently I was a little too close to the fire. My bad. But as you just saw right there for that split second, yes, we are on a 2D. We are on a 2D plane, but we're still moving on a. Alright, we're on a It is a 2D plane, but we can still move in 3 dimensions. There is no risk of falling off the side of the platforms. But again, you can still move on a Z-axis. One tip I do have with these fire things anyway, don't hold down the X button, because if you hold down the X button, Crash will bounce higher. And that's obvious, and that's really something that you don't want. It'll just slow you down, and you'll just get hit by the fire. And also, in terms of the platforms where I'm sliding off, just constantly mash the D-pad to go forward on the platform. And yeah, that's pretty much it. That is actually pretty much it with the first island, even though when I do have to come back to record for the next session, I have to replay this level all over again. But I digress. So that is it for part 2, guys, and in the next part, we are starting with the second island. See you then.